Hello everyone, Neil Patel here. Thank you for downloading the latest episode of the Indian Startup Show. So today I speak to Ajay Menon. He's the founder of Forza India Academy. It's a brand new football academy in Mumbai, teaching the grassroots level football. And so he talks about being an entrepreneur with a lifelong passion for football and an ambition to take India to the higher echelons of world football. And we talk about his passion for Italian football. He talks about the leap of faith from the corporate world into the world of coaching, with the aim to give back all the knowledge to young children of India. And we talk about the recent World Cup in Russia. So please enjoy the show. Thank you. Hello, Ajay. Thank you for coming on the Indian Startup Show today.
Hey, thank you so much for inviting me here.
Please tell the listeners what you're building.
So I've just started our football academy, and I've christened it the Forza India Football Academy. Mm-hmm. And I'm based out of Mumbai, India.
Yep.
And I have a couple of centers now running in Mumbai in the suburbs of Malad and Andheri.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And where did you get the idea from?
Well, so I was at a corporate job with the startup earlier this year.
Yeah.
And, football has, always been my passion. So January 29th, which is the day of my anniversary, I told my wife that, I'm kind of getting bored in the cubicle and, in the corporate lifestyle. And I really, really want to pursue something in the line of my passion. So to be honest, at that moment, I did not know what I wanted to do, but one thing was for sure, that I wanted to do something in football. Mm-hmm. So that's where the idea actually came up, and I quit my job in March, and I did my first level of a coaching badge here in India through the All India Football Federation. Mm-hmm. So that's like a D license, the entry level coaching badge. Mm-hmm. And in mid-April I started out with this football academy. We sort of did a summer camp first. Mm-hmm. to test the waters, to see that I could coach the kids properly, and I could I just wanted to test the idea. Mm-hmm. And so we fairly did well, and we started up with the regular coaching sessions this June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, excellent. Was it always the plan to quit corporate life?
Sort of, because so I wanted to do my master's in sports management, but my family was the quintessential Indian family, get yourself an MBA. So I for sure I wanted to do something in football, and that would have meant that I had to quit what I was doing. So I earlier thought I might do it after 40 or 45, something like that. But then I think I'm glad that I took the decision to do it right now.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And can you share some stats? How many people have signed up?
Yeah, so we did a summer camp where we had about 30 odd people turn up. Yeah. But after that, so we're basically a grassroots football academy. So, it's at an absolute beginner level. Mm-hmm. So we have about 6 to 7 kids, 6 to 7 girls who are in the age groups of under 14. Mm-hmm. We have about 10 to 11 kids who are ages 6 to 9, and we have about 13 kids who are aged 10 to 13. Mm-hmm. So 6 to 14 are is the age group that I generally cover in my 2 centers.
Mm-hmm. When you first started, was that what you expected in the early days?
No, I just started off with 5 kids. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to, as I told you earlier, I just wanted to test the idea and dip my feet in. So, it's been incredible. I just been to a conference, and they said that as a football coach, every day you got to learn something new every day, and it never stops until you die. So it's been quite different. It's been quite enriching every day.
Mm-hmm. In terms of the business model, then how do you make money out of this, or is it a money making?
Yeah. So it's right now, I'm just a bootstrap right now. Yeah. And we have the essential expenses are a certain marketing budget for every month. So that's like a digital spend and an offline spend. I myself coach. I have another coach with me. So I have that overhead and the ground rent. So that's like that's what my monthly expense looks like. There have been some one-time investments like the equipment, registrations on some service sites like Just Dial and all of that. So one-time costs over there. And we basically have quarterly fees and six monthly, so biannual fees. So that's how essentially the business model looks like as of now.
I'm interested to know what you like as a coach. Then are you like hard or easygoing?
No. I mean, it's actually fashionable to be hard, but kids this age are so enthusiastic, and they're just they're really receptive, and they're quite smart. So even if you sort of go back to them, and if you're nice to them, they respond better. And there are many times where they themselves show us videos on YouTube, like, "Coach, do you see this?" So I have to be updated always. I have to be on top of my game always.
What you mentioned grassroots football. What's the state of grassroots football in India these days? Must be pretty new.
It's pretty new. So basically, we have Reliance, who've invested a lot of money, and who've got in some coaches, and they've really sort of brightened up the scene at the grassroots level. Yeah. So you have football academies now, which has sprung up all over the country, from Kashmir to Kerala, and of course the east, which is Calcutta, and to Bombay, Goa over here. So in Bombay, you have a lot of artificial turfs that have come up over the past 3-4 years. So we don't have those quintessential traditional playgrounds, but these turfs run a lot of grassroots academies. So I'm one of the many in this brand new wave that has hit the country.
Why not just do cricket academy then? It would have been easier, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously. But so I've been a football fan since the year 2000. That's 98 actually. That's when I first saw the World Cup final. But I started following football passionately since 2002. So I'm a Serie A fan. I'm a AS Roma fan. So as Italian Calcio fans generally like tactics better. So I've read a lot, I've researched a lot, and we look at games tactically. So that drew me towards football. And call me old-fashioned, but I like Test cricket. So the T20 thing really doesn't interest me. So so it was always football. So yeah, I mean that's how football became a part of my life, and here I am right now.
You mentioned Italian football, but Juventus has won the league seven years in a row, I think.
Yeah, man.
So
I mean, it's just,
how are AS Roma gonna win this year then?
Well. To be honest, everything was going well until they signed Cristiano Ronaldo, and they just amp up every year, and it's quite difficult. I mean, Leicester winning the Premier League was a miracle, but right now to dethrone UA from the top it's as big as a miracle as the Leicester winning the league one.
You must have some favourite games. I'm thinking of the Champions League quarterfinal against Barcelona.
Yeah, I mean this was quite amazing. Coming back from a 4-1 scoreline to win 3-0 was quite incredible. I mean, after years of watching Roma bow out against teams like Middlesbrough and some random Eastern European team, it was good to see finally Roma really stepping up the game in Europe. And
then probably your least favourite against Liverpool in the semi-final.
VAR. I just have one word for you. VAR. Had VAR been, I mean, I don't understand why they signed Alisson when they had such a good keeper in Trent Alexander-Arnold. So
it's true. Yeah, when he handballed
just some banter there.
So obviously we had the recent World Cup. Was that quite popular in India then? Was that well?
Yes, I mean. Yeah, it was quite amazing because I don't think so. There's ever been such a turnout, to see the World Cup. So people are watching it at their homes. They're watching it at pubs, at bars, at restaurants. They're screening it at malls. Like the common area in the malls. They set up like giant TV screens. So I think this World Cup was widely received by an Indian audience, and the best comment, I can share this with you. When I met one of my aunts recently, she told me that, I just watched the first football game I watched in my life was the France-Argentina one, and after the end of the game, I told my husband that I kept this aside for cricket, for the game of cricket. I mean, this was amazing. 90 minutes was filled with excitement, and it was just like unpredictable, and it was just quite an amazing spectacle. And I can't believe that I've been watching cricket and not watching football. So that was like the best comment I heard. I mean, it just sort of this World Cup itself was quite full of twists and turns. So the Indian public was completely glued in, and I really hope that this sort of has a pinball effect, and people start watching the national team and the ISL and I League games.
Mm-hmm. What were the popular teams then that India was supporting?
Well, you always have the traditional favorites, Brazil, Argentina.
Yeah.
You had a lot of support for England because the Premier League is widely followed over here, so there were a lot of England fans, and Germany, Spain, France all had the supporters. But I think Croatia were everyone's favorite. I mean, that's the case for the rest of the world. I mean, they were the underdogs, and everyone wanted Croatia to win the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of football clubs,
yeah. So football clubs. So as I told you, Premier League clubs are very popular. Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. You have Real Madrid, Barcelona fans over here. You have Bayern Munich fans, and then of course a bunch of UA Serie A fans, basically. So UA, Milan, and us Roma fans as well. Oh yeah, we aren't many, but we have a small WhatsApp group.
Yeah, nice. In terms of football in India, then, what's the standard and what attendances do you get?
So the national team has been doing really well. They've climbed up to the top 100, and they're in the top 15 of in Asia, and they're competing in the AFC Cup that's happening next year in 2019 in the United Arab Emirates. So the national team has come from, I think, 171 to 97 in the last couple of years. So it's been quite remarkable. And the Indian Super League, which started about 4 years ago, has drawn in a lot of foreign coaches, foreign players. So what this has done is that this has given an exposure to Indian coaches and young Indian players who started developing at club level. And we hosted the Under-17 World Cup last year as well. And although we did not manage to sort of get out of the group, but it was, I mean, the boys really put in a very good performance, and they made themselves counted. So the future is bright in terms of Indian football, and I'm just hoping as a grassroots academy and probably youth and an elite academy in the future, I just hope that we can contribute something towards the betterment of Indian football.
Excellent. Let's go back to the business then. What plans do you have for the future?
Yeah, so I'm in talks with a corporate. Actually, I can't tell you a lot of details about it, but they want to come in, and they want to bring in their expertise and help us to sort of spread our wings across the city of Mumbai first. So the goal is to get about to 80 to 100 students in 3 centers by 2019, and also simultaneously try to build a youth team that can compete at competitive level here locally in the city, and then the state, and of course in the I League, which is the national league. So the goal is to start with a full-fledged grassroots academy, growing into a youth academy, and then of course the dream is to become elite and play in the national leagues.
What's the hardest bit about doing what you're doing?
Well, the hardest bit is that I would say it's the parents right now, because I mean, retaining a child, you're competing against additional tuitions, like additional math, science tuitions, or some other activity, other sports. So cricket being, of course, the most popular sport, and other activities like singing, dancing. So retention of the child, because in India everyone wants quick results. So as soon as a parent enrolls up the child into the academy, they expect him to pick up the threads of the game and become a pro. But it takes time, and that's one thing which I think every academy can vouch for. I mean, the parents are impatient, and the kids are under extreme pressure to perform in academics, as well as in sport or anything they do as an extracurricular activity. So eventually what happens is that academics takes over, so the child drops out of sport or any other thing that he or she is really passionate about. So yeah, we lose out on talents. And I mean, I really don't know the count of kids who would have dropped out in the last 20 odd years, in terms of people who were technically gifted or who had potential to become a pro footballer, maybe because of other factors could not pursue a career in the sport.
And what do you want to get out of it, personally?
So personally, to be honest, I just want every kid to be as passionate as I am in terms of in football. So the literal word in Hindi is "keeda," which translates to a bug. So if you're really passionate about something, I mean, half the battle is won there. So if you really really love football, and if you really want to make it as a top pro, if you have that passion and that drive, I think you can get there. Because unlike the past, now you have a lot of professional infrastructure that's come in. Being a sports person is actually not looked as a taboo, like what it was. So the IPL, for example, has really driven a lot of local cricketers to take up cricket as a full-time profession, and it's just a matter of years before it's the same for football as well. So for me right now, what I really want is that any child who comes to my academy, I really want them to take up that bug from me, like the bug for football.
Excellent. Are you missing the corporate life then? Would you ever go back?
That's a good question, but no, I mean, the thing is, like, even though I coach at some places where I have to drive at peak hour traffic, but once I get there, I change into my jersey and tracks and put my whistle on and get into a football pitch. So no, man. I mean, I would never want to go back into a cubicle again.
What advice would you give to those people who are thinking about doing a business, a slightly different business to like a lifestyle business, something that you're doing as well?
Okay, firstly, I think whoever's married, they should consult with their wife, because I did not have the guts to do it before I consulted with her, and it took me time to convince her. So make out a financial plan. I mean, save enough money before you jump into this. And yeah, secondly is always follow your heart and do whatever do whatever it takes to keep you happy. So if your passion is or if your dream is to open up a restaurant, do some planning, check with your wife or your parents, and go ahead with it. I mean, it's just now or never. I mean, that's as simple as that. If you think of doing something later, you never know. You may never see that time. So the time is now. So be well prepared, well planned, and take that step. I mean, it's going to be tough at first, but stick with it. Stick with the decision.
How big's the team?
So we have about 2 coaches. Apart from me, I have a guy who does some social media graphics and some digital marketing, and we ourselves do all the accounting and invoices. So we're a team of 4 right now. But as I told you, we just connected with the corporate, and they want to come in. So if that happens, then we can look up to at least having a 6-7 core team in the near future.
Excellent. Do you have any heroes, people you admire?
Yeah, I think in terms of my sporting heroes, it would be Francesco Totti and Daniele De Rossi, the Roma legends. And one thing that I've really learned from them is that for them, Roma is a part of life. It's not something that they do as the fancy modern day footballer. It's their job. That's how they take it. They're quite passionate about it. They're quite loyal, and those are some of the few qualities I want to sort of imbibe from them. And I've been lucky enough to meet Francesco Totti in person, and he's one of the most down to earth guys you can ever meet. So
was that
meet him.
Was that in India then?
No. So I was there. So I've founded the AS Roma India fan club. Okay. So I'd been to Rome last year to see his final game. So we were just there. A bunch of us were at training, and we got to see him. And when you meet him, he's so casual and so down to earth. You stand in awe. He's the guy you sort of idolized on TV. You try to do what he does on the pitch. At your local ground. So yeah, it's completely humbling to see him in person.
Mm-hmm. Actually, how big is the Indian football market then?
It's booming. So you have in terms of European clubs, you already have Barcelona who've been here for the last couple of years. So they have an academy in Bombay, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Pune. You have Arsenal, who are here through India on Track. India on Track is an Indian sports management company, and you have PSG set up in Delhi. So we're growing as a football market, as I told you, because of the local domestic leagues. That's the Indian Super League and the I League, which is the traditional league containing the historical teams like Mount Bagani, East Bengal, and those lot. So it's been growing every year. The number of kids who are playing football or who are getting that hours of football in is growing rapidly. And I think I don't have the numbers to give you right now, but if you can sort of go online and check it out, like the investment coming into Indian football, the corporate sponsors and their global brands who all have their eye in India, and FIFA as well. They too are investing some money into the country, and which is why they sort of we won the right to host the Under-17 World Cup. So the future is definitely bright for football in India.
Yeah, sounds exciting. What would this look like in 10 years' time then, you think?
So I think the initial goal is to sort of get the domestic leagues into a proper structure. Have a 8-9 month long league like how it is in every other country. Get Indian teams playing into the Asian competitions. Yeah. And of course, in terms of the coaching side of things, I think the AIFF wants a lot more quality certified coaches, and I think they would sort of encourage coaches to go out and learn and come back. So rather than having foreign coaches in India, I think the goal is to sort of get the Indian coaches educated by foreign coaches, so that they can come back and take India to the next level.
Mm-hmm. What are the sort of the main cities that support football, and what's the main hotspots in India?
So the traditional hotspots have always been Calcutta, the Northeast, Goa, and Kerala. Yeah. But barring those cities and states, you have football coming up in a big way in a lot of metropolitan cities. So Bangalore with Bengaluru FC have been, they're probably the best example of a football club run in India. They run just like how any other club would be in Europe or in the US or wherever. So Bengaluru, Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Pune have suddenly sprung up as hotspots for young emerging footballers. So it's sort of now spread everywhere across the city. It's not contained in those pockets anymore.
You mentioned digital marketing before. How are you getting customers to the platform or to the website to sign up then?
So my target audience have been parents. Yeah. So Facebook has been extremely helpful. So we do a proper a targeted search or a targeted boost of a post. So I think it's amazing the amount of Indians using Facebook and the amount of time that Indians spend on social media sites. Yeah. So through Facebook we directly hit the target audience, that is parents. through Instagram, we hit the teenagers, who are on Instagram, and we have, as I told you, we signed up with this company called Just Dial. So that's basically a search site. So if anyone wants to search for a service, like a digital Yellow Pages, so we're there as well. So that has also helped us to get some traction.
Okay, last question for people who want more information on what you do.
Yep.
What must they do?
Yeah. So I'm there on social media. So as the website is ForzaIndiaAcademy.com. That's one word. We're there by the same name on Facebook and on Instagram. On Twitter, I think we have Forza_India. And I'm also there on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm there, so I'm quite active. So anyone want to write to me, you can write to me at AjayRmenon@hotmail.com, and I'll try to respond.
AJ, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much, Neil. Pleasure speaking with you.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Good
Cheers.
Luck.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for AJ for coming on the show today. If you fancy a game of football, go to ForzaIndiaAcademy.com. Thank you for supporting the podcast. I should be back next week. If you're building something exciting, please send me an email, hello@patel.co. Tweet at Indian Startup SH, or you can go to facebook.com/Indian Startup Show. Love to connect. Thank you and goodbye.